Hey everybody, let's get this stupid fucking mask off and start telling people we are done with this fucking fascist goddamn nonsense and we want freedom. Folks, they just kicked David Icke off of YouTube, and normal I would have sat down and done a video on it, but I just needed to walk, man. I just needed to walk and let people know a lot of people are done. We're done with this big corporate bullshit censorship where they just arbitrarily decide. And when I say they, it's not just YouTube, right? It's Facebook, it's YouTube, it's Twitter, it's all the big tech companies. And they decide when you're allowed to be on the air. They decide what the fuck you can say. Well, fuck you guys, huh? How about that? How about that? Because as a lot of you guys know, I haven't played down this virus. I've said it's very, very real. But what have I not played up? I certainly haven't played up the idea that we all have to be fucking scared to death and locked in our homes. I'm done. I'm fucking done. And hopefully as we walk down, you'll see that my main street was semi-normal today, okay? The park was full. People are sick of it. They're sick of it. And people should be able to say that. People should be able to do the things they need to survive, right? But that's not the new narrative, is it? It's not. And, you know, I didn't do a video immediately when they painted up those guys out in Michigan as Nazis, white supremacists with guns, because they dare use their Second Amendment right to carry arms and then storm the Capitol and say, hey, we're done with this. Unlock our city. They didn't draw guns on anybody. And yet, what was the narrative? Oh, they're white supremacists. They love that fucking racism card. They love it. They can't get enough of it. And I can't tell you how many times I've heard, oh, anti-Semitic this, David Icke hates Jews that. Bullshit. Bullshit. That's what that is. And you just took off the second largest name in alternative media of the past 20 plus years. I don't have to agree with everything Icke says. In fact, I'm at odds with him on certain aspects of this whole pandemic. He should have a voice. But not anymore, you know? And shame on all of you guys that cheered when Alex Jones was taken off of social media. You know, I did the Alex Jones sing-along. Thumbs this video up, by the way. Not that it'll matter, because they can just fucking take it down. You can't make any money, right, guys? We're not allowed to do that here anymore. So, I did that video yesterday on Jones talking about eating his neighbors due to the lockdown, yada, yada, yada. And I mentioned they had kicked Icke off of Facebook. And I actually had some people in the comments section say that Jones got what he deserved. Somehow, someway, Jones got what he had spread too much disinformation. That's not up to you to decide. That's not up to me to decide, okay? That's not what that is. More speech. That's how you combat bad speech. Correct speech. In other words, facts, documents, evidence. That's how you combat propaganda. That's how you combat disinformation. Not book burning, not digital book burning, not banning, not the bullshit. I'm so done with it. I'm so done with it. And you know, this all started picking up heat when David Icke started getting the flack for the London Real interviews, because they were too big and too mainstream. You're not allowed to get big and mainstream. Alex Jones isn't allowed to be the #1 viewed podcast on Joe Rogan. It's not allowed. We'll just take it off of Apple. We'll take it off of Google. Well, I got news for you fucking guys. Do you think the heads of these corporations, the decision makers, do you think you will be safe in the streets forever? Do you think you are untouchable? Hey, Gates, didn't you get a pie in the face once? You're a human being just like the rest of us, and you can get touched. And I want to remind everybody that during World War II, Mussolini and his mistress, they thought they were fucking untouchable. They weren't. They weren't, were they? You go look up their photos. They're not the best. They're not the best. And I'm not calling for anybody to do anything violent or outrageous. But people got to realize you can push people only so fucking far until they come with the torches. And how much internet censorship is going to be enough? You can kick off Alex Jones. You can kick off fucking David Icke, right? You can get rid of the conscious resistance. They can go. Luckily, they haven't yet. They took off Southern Front today. You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on. Southern Front was a page that basically reported on the Middle East. And they're not fucking NBC News, and they're not fucking CBS News, and they're not fucking Fox News, so they're not allowed to fucking do it anymore. They never wanted independent media to rise up. They never wanted the truth. They always wanted to sell you some fucking bullshit narrative that's baked in fucking lies. And I'm pissed, man. That's why I'm taking this walk. I can't take it. You know? I cannot take it anymore. I'm so done. And, you know, I just talked to my brother and he's like, look, man, you better get ready. Because you're next. You're next. I don't even have that big of a following. But God forbid I did. And, you know, people like myself, The Last American Vagabond, Truth Stream Media, and others, how dare we challenge the fucking false narratives that are out there? How dare we do our research? And how dare we not fall into some bullshit left-right paradigm that was propped up by a predator class that has our fucking worst interests at heart, that wants to treat us like slaves, like serfs. Nah, not me, bruh. So you keep collecting those billions, billionaires. I'll tell you what, ain't gonna last too much longer. The public might lap it up. But yesterday in New York, man, there were fucking protests everywhere. Complete media blackout down in Suffolk County, where it's actually still pretty bad in Long Island. Why? Because they can't survive, dude. That's why. Because when you live in Long Island and you and 3 other guys are renting a place for $4,000 a month, and that's cheap, you aren't going to get by on the government breadcrumbs. You're not going to get by on essential work, right? That's not a real thing. And those people are losing people, I assure you. And they're still like, look, we got to reopen or we're going to lose so much more. So much more. In fact, in upstate New York, listen, I'll be honest. My chief of police wants nothing to do with this. He will not enforce any of it. He'll enforce none of it. And good for him. God bless him. So they won't enforce it. Yesterday, I guess that the protests in upstate New York in Fulton County had law enforcement officers out there from not only there, but Mayfield as well. They're done. They're done. New York State is huge. I've shown you this on a map how many times that, you know, we're not going to be beholden to a small piece of a physical landmass because it has, you know, over 10 million people in it. And it frustrates the fuck out of me that some people will actually applaud this. That some people will say, oh, they got rid of the lizard guy. Oh, they got rid of the guy that thought he was Jesus. And the guy's body of work is so much bigger than that. You mean you got rid of the guy that helped expose an elite pedophile ring that ran all the way up to the UK government and the royal family? You got rid of that guy? You feel fucking good about that? You feel good about that, YouTube? Huh? You are gonna help protect pedophiles now? You have for a long time. Fucking admit it. The real ones. Not the bullshit, QAnon, underground bullshit. You help protect fucking Jeffrey Epstein. You help promote the lies of Bill Barr and the administration. The ones that matter. You prop up guys like fucking Acosta. Fuck you. Yeah, that's it. Oh, maybe this one's gonna get me a community guideline strike. Why would it matter? Why would it matter? All these people are being taken off with what? 0 community guideline strike. I've never got a strike. Never got a strike. My goodness. And you know what? Front Row Brian. Now, I don't know if they took down his entire channel, but he's like mostly an MMA analyst, kind of a conservative. He's into the crypto market. He's also into more into the stock market or whatever. He does a podcast on Rockfin with Ben Askren called Funky and FRB. Well, he had a channel, at least, I don't know, he might still have the channel. He had a channel of, I don't know, it was like 8.9 thousand subscribers. 8.9 thousand subscribers, okay? Less than 10,000 subscribers. He takes one of the band videos, the October surprise one they recently put out. He puts that up, gets like 2 million plus hits, taken right off. What? Last night, when I got done with the Alex Jones sing-along, I went to go tag Rob Du, the producer over there, in the video, and I noticed his his Twitter account was gone. I was like, what the fuck? So I text Du and I'm like, hey man, when did they kick you off of Twitter? What the fuck? Did they give you a warning? Blah, blah, blah. And I didn't hear back from a while, so I Googled it, and there was like one article from the Washington Post from 2 weeks ago that he, Harrison and others, basically if you worked at InfoWars, guess what? That's it, that's a wrap. They took all of your accounts. Doesn't matter if you had them for years, doesn't matter if they were a personal account. Why are we banning speech? Okay, we were not allowed to hear from Rob Du? I'm not even a big Owen Schroyer fan. I don't want him censored. Pretty simple, right? Pretty simple, right? But nah. The real pseudo-fascist fucking Nazis, the real ones, are the ones in the tech world that want to control the narrative, that don't want free speech, that want the David Ickes of the world gone, they want the Alex Jones of the world gone. Keep doing it, baby. Keep doing it, because we're not stopping. And I'm telling you now, the harder that grip comes, the worse shit's gonna get for you guys. You are as touchable as anybody else. And don't concede otherwise. All the AI in the world ain't gonna protect your ass from free humanity. It ain't. I promise you that. We're not down with a society where the powers that be mark down whether I'm a good boy or a bad boy in a social credit score. Bad, bad, bad. No, pay taxes, be good, good, good. Vote Republican, Democrat, be good, good, good. Buy into a system that wants to feed you fucking poison in the foods and have medical martial law tyranny over your ass. And don't worry, we'll prop you up so one day you can get a mortgage. Fuck off. Fuck right off. I'm heated. Every time they fucking pull this shit, they think they can just ban anybody they want. You know, it might be time to start hitting the road and going to some of these things, these conferences, and getting in the face of some of these monsters and saying we're fucking done. You see an Eric Schmidt on the street, you give him what's what. Because don't believe that Eric Schmidt isn't helping pull the strings of censorship behind the scenes in favor of Google because he doesn't work there anymore. He's a consultant. Fuck out of here. Right? Just like they brought Big Bob Iger back in from Disney during the crisis. Remember Bob Iger? Thought he was going to leave, step down as the CEO. No, Bob, we need you. Especially now. You run the Disney empire, brother. Don't you understand? It's not just Disney anymore. It's Fox, it's Marvel, it's ESPN, it's all in one. You know, you got a big stake in the UFC, First Sports, they're going to be coming back, all that stuff. So that's another guy that has to have his feet put to the fire. You think you're going to be able to stream on the Disney Plus platform? No, you're not going to be able to fucking stream on shit. Every one of these motherfucking platforms is going to lock you down. And I mean, that's why I'm on Rockfin, Minds, and others. But banning David Icke is just 1,000% unacceptable. It's disgusting. It's gross. And you got to wonder if they're just going to erase him from the internet like they did Jones. Yesterday, I was trying to go through, and I was going to bring up a picture of me and Jones from like 2010, when we got our first shipment of Invisible Empire DVDs. We got our Invisible Empire DVDs, and from there, you know, we were just doing some prop ups. I was like pointing and smiling. I was so happy we'd been done. Let me tell you something. When you spend all that time not only writing a movie, going out, doing interviews, editing it, and then you get a physical copy of something, you're proud of it. So, you know, I went to go show that. It looks like every photo I personally took of we got fucking skaters in the house. Plenty of people outside today, guys, and the park was bumping earlier today too. Anyway, so they just unpersoned somebody. I can't take pictures with somebody, now they're gone digitally. So is my video gonna be gone yesterday from the Alex Jones and David Icke sing-along? I don't know, maybe. Again, 0 copyright strikes, 0 content strikes for Icke, and you're gone. You're done. Doesn't bode well, man. It doesn't bode well. And again, these people think they're fucking untouchable. They're not. And we need to show them that right now. Right now. We need to start doing what We Are Change was doing in 2007, in 2006, in 2008, and just bombarding these motherfuckers. And we'll put it on their platforms at first until they ban it and let it go viral there. And then we'll let them find it on the platforms like BitChute and Minds and Rockfin that will allow free speech to flourish. So that's right, you gotta be the change. No one else is gonna do it for you guys. No one else is gonna strap in, buckle up, and tell you the fucking truth. Oh, guys, well you can. Thumbs up, subscribe, share my shit, but I need your support over on Rockfin and on my GoFundMe more than ever, because once I can't reach 50,000 people, how do I survive again? How do I do it? Am I just gonna do Rockfin and, you know, hope the crypto market holds up enough that I can scrape by? Maybe that's it. But, you know, they always wanted to frame this in the left and the right anyway. They always wanted to frame it in, you know, conservatives and liberals, and then conspiracy theorists. And there's nobody else apparently. And that's bullshit, and you guys know it. So it's rockfin.com, ROKFIN.com/Jason Burmis. Make sure to follow me over there, because again, guys, I don't know where else my material is going to be in the short future. I don't know how I don't get banned. You know, I tell it like it is, and I get things wrong. You know, my last video, I sat here and I said there was no video of Kim Jong-un. My boy Justin Martell, who is going to be coming on the program on Monday, who has actually been to North Korea, gave me that video, and I posted it. It's a pinned comment. All right, there is video. Looks like the guy's alive. Can we move on? Did I question it? Yep. Was I wrong? Seems to be. Can I admit it? Yep. Not a problem. Is that some kind of a fucking community guideline strike? Or are you just gonna take me down for that, YouTube? Probably not, because it's Kim Jong-un. You know? Dare I say something wrong about somebody else? And we all know that that's just not gonna be the case. So, once again, I absolutely love you, and I'll see you on the flip, everybody.